Hello, so I'm going to talk today about some conversations that I had with friends last Friday night when I went to a friend's house. So it was a group of us at my friend's house and it was a potluck, so we each brought something to eat. So I'm the only vegan amongst my friends, and so I brought some pasta with some pumpkin soup, and the pumpkin soup is meant to be the sauce for it. Another of my friends, they just brought like hot chips and a whole chicken, and the friend whose house it was, they made spaghetti with meat. So that's what we had for dinner, except I ate only my pasta with the pumpkin soup and everyone else ate the other stuff. We had some conversations after that about like meat and veganism, a little bit about that. Like we talked about all other stuff too. But one of the things that came up was one of my friends said they would rather die young and just enjoy life, die at the age of 45 but then just eat whatever you want. And I was thinking, like, I didn't know what to say at that time. I just thought, okay, well, it's great that you want to live your life to the fullest. The concept of dying young is a bit selfish. If you think about how when people commit suicide to end their pain, it's not really just to end their pain. It causes pain to other people too. So when you decide that you're going to just live your life and have fun, whatever that may be, like even if it harms your body, you need to also think about the other people in your life who would be affected by your choices. So yeah, that statement didn't really make sense to me. I didn't know what to say about that. And then another friend said, oh, I think 70 would be a good age. Like, I just don't want to be like really old and sick. And then I think I said, well, that's why diet is so important. And then he said, oh, but you never know what could happen. And like, some people have really good genes. And then one of my other friends was saying how she knows someone who smokes and they're like really healthy still. And then they just started talking about how some people just have really good genes and they live really long even though they eat lots of meat. And it almost felt like everything that I could say to raise the importance of diet and a healthy lifestyle would just be drowned out by all this negativity. But one thing came up where one friend was saying that he knew someone who had cancer and they decided not to have chemotherapy but decided to do the natural way of healing, and that was drinking just juices like fruit and veggie juices. And while that didn't save him, it actually prolonged his life by 6 months. So I think he was going to die in 6 months, but because he did all this juicing, he actually lived 6 months longer. It does show that it does make some difference, and you don't know what the person's diet was like before they did all that juicing. So I think it's a cumulative effect. It tends to be starting small, and then it's only when it's noticeable, then that's where it's the problem. Anyway, yeah, I just wanted to share that. I wondered what you think about people's, especially meat eaters. Like they say things like they don't care what they eat. They just want to enjoy life, and life is to be enjoyed. Why don't we just eat whatever food we want, and who cares if we get sick? At least we enjoyed life. Like, I kind of understand where they're coming from. Like, sure, enjoy life, but especially with eating meat, it doesn't just affect your health, it affects the environment and it affects the animals who are the ones being killed. So anyway, I didn't want to say anything because, like, it's hard when you're the only vegan and people are so against it and close-minded. it's hard to know what to say. But I saw a quote just recently, and it encouraged me, so I'll share it with you. It says, "Don't let anyone's ignorance, hate, drama, or negativity stop you being the person you can be." I think that's important, because if you look at the most inspirational people, even if you look at people in the vegan movement like Frilly and Julian Ryder, they don't let the negativity get to them. They just keep being an example, and they make a difference that way. So whoever wants to listen to them, they will get the results that they want. Even if you're the only vegan amongst your friends or your family, just keep being an example, and people who want to take your advice, they will ask you, even though you could be discouraged by how different you are. Just don't be, because that's how change happens in this world. It's not by fitting in all the time. You just have to be different.